10 Ways the Rich People Educate Their Kids. Welcome to our channel, The Enchanted Luxury Studio, where we talk about wealth and luxury. The gateway to a better future is through quality education. Children should have access to the quality of education that will prepare them to not only thrive but dominate the game of life. The future generation is being shaped to evolve as part of a prospering society. Those who have access to the power of money have a slightly different approach to educating their kids. Perhaps we should pay attention to how they do it. After all, maybe they know better because they already achieved success in their own generation. So if you want to learn ways rich people educate their kids, keep watching. Number 1, healthy perspective in learning. The child who will be successful in the long run is not someone who works the hardest to the point of stress, but one who learns to enjoy the process of learning. Yes, learning should not be as boring as they make it seem to be. The basics of education should focus on capturing the children's interest in learning than their respect for the process of learning. The environment should invite positive discourse about the ways to teach a subject. If in the earlier stage, children have a positive experience with learning, they will have a better perspective about most things when they grow up. It will not be a task, but a chance to always be better. Now imagine, we have more people with healthy perspectives about education and learning. I'm sure that's a better society already. Number 2, immersive experience. In this, we can see how access to money can play a huge part in the quality of education these kids have. The privilege of affording technologies to aid in the immersive learning process is a jump start. Instead of just learning about it in books or in demonstration videos, the kids can operate real devices. For example, they can explore other places and their culture by actually going to those places instead of just reading about them. They can tinker with actual robots or access the latest upgrade in technology. If you are not as rich, some first-hand experiences may not be accessible. However, with the same logic, you should prioritize your children's experiences over their grades. If you want them to learn about math, incorporate it with daily activities. Good grades are the aftermath of successful learning. Experience is a good teacher. We may not yet have access to the billionaire's money, but we can take that as a guiding rule when educating our children. Number 3, diverse and inclusive schools. Contrary to popular belief, the rich don't always send their children to the most expensive and exclusive schools. They often want immersion in diversity and inclusivity. After all, this is the accurate situation of the real world. If parents want to raise future leaders and innovators, they should put their children in schools that teach the value of acceptance and camaraderie among anyone and everyone. Some of these are even conducted online to connect more people from around the world. American students can have classmates from Asia, Africa, and from anywhere else. Early on in their lives, these kids are exposed to universal diversity that has varying perspectives and points of view. This exposure will prevent them from being out of touch and entitled when they grow up. We are hoping that this educational shift will someday be the key to a more inclusive society. Number 4, nourishment of natural interests. Unlike what's often portrayed in the media, rich parents are often supportive of their kids' natural interests. Aside from the fact that they can afford to provide them with the necessary access, they are well aware that nourishing their children's innate talents will be beneficial to who they are when they grow up. The best teachers of art, music, and even advanced computer programming are affordable for the rich. So if their children are interested in any type of hobby or even a slight curiosity, rich parents will provide it because they see it as an opportunity for growth. Someday, their children will be the most capable because they had little hindrance to the development of their full potential. What a privilege, right? Number 5, quality over longevity. Have you ever experienced studying for a long time yet learned so little? Most probably you're doing it wrong. It is important to maximize the quality of your learning, not the time you spend. Just because you study more doesn't mean you learn more, so strategize your break times. As adults, we can barely stay focused. How much more can the children, right? So in the most highly acclaimed school for children, there are short lessons and long breaks. However, these short lessons were intricately strategized to maximize retention quality. It is more flexible and lenient to cater more suitably to high-functioning individuals instead of machine-like people. Go ahead and get your favorite beverage and popcorn. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Number 6. Cultivation of curiosity through experimentation. Exploration of ideas is an effective building ground for children. Good education leads them to the answer by encouraging experimentation. Rich parents are well aware that their children should be taught to be curious because this is the first tool for effective learning. They cultivate these curiosities to inspire their children to seek more answers. However, even if they provide the necessary tools to help their children's progress in learning, they do not give a straight answer. They encourage them to experiment with the right and wrong so they can come up with the answer themselves. Exploration helps the children to be equipped to engage in the harsh reality of actual life situations. Number 7. The practice of decision-making. Learning about consequences should be one of the priorities of education. In high-quality schools, right and wrong answers are not easily labeled. They teach children through the outcome of their own decisions. This way, children can practice the proper process of analyzing data. They will learn that every decision has a corresponding reward or consequence. If they learn it early on, they will know that they are actively responsible for the outcomes of their lives. The influence of their rich parents can only extend for a certain time. They are in charge of their lives, so it's better to learn about it early on. Number 8. The value of teamwork. Cooperation and teamwork are among the pillars of effective leadership. The rich value this quality, so they aspire to educate their children about them in the early stage. They teach their children that there is no harm in asking for help and assistance from others, especially if it will improve the situation. In return, they should also be available to help when others are in need. They teach how to communicate properly to achieve desired result. The rich train their children to be effective leaders, and teamwork is one of the first steps. Number 9. Mastering the game of risk. Risk management is a form of critical thinking that needs to be mastered. The rich are well aware of this, so they make sure that it is properly incorporated into the education curriculum of their children. Traditional schools are sometimes limited to this aspect. Ordinary people don't have much room for risk. It's either they choose the right path or be completely ruined. Rich people have the privilege to study how to manage their exposure to risk. They have a wider maneuver to risk-taking, so they opt to learn how to play the game earlier to further rig the game. This way, they can manifest the best results at all times. Number 10. Creative and tactical thinking. Unlike in traditional education where memorization and repetitive tasks are the patterns, the rich enroll their children in schools that will challenge their children to be better learners and thinkers. They learn about the important skills to acquire to thrive in the real world. Among this is the delegation of tasks and tactical management. Also, creativity is encouraged to flourish in high-quality education. The students are given access to resources to explore their most beneficial skills and talents. This advantage in education that the children of the rich have given them an edge over other people. In the future, these children will most likely dominate too because they cultivate their abilities to make them better. Thank you for spending some time with us today. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Are you also educating your kids the way the rich do? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching!